importantly, I want you to close the eyes. And let's bring our hands to the navel, both hands on top of the other, just feeling the breath for a moment. And I'd like you just to slow down the breath and follow the sensation of your inhale and the sensation of your exhale. So each breath is an opportunity to detoxify. We're breathing in new oxygen. We're oxygenating the blood cells. As we exhale, we're releasing the CO2, that which is not needed in the body. So I'd like you to begin to elongate your breath and feel the movement of the belly as the belly balloons into the hands on the inhale. And on your next exhale, feel the hands softening in towards the lower back. Or sorry, the belly softens in towards the lower back. And we're going to add oceanic breathing today, also known as Ujai. So I'd like you to all take a nice deep inhale and make an HA sound on the exhale. We're going to do that 3 more times. Let the breath pour in on your inhale and out. Let the jaw relax. Feel the belly drawing in towards the lower back. And 2 more times, I want you to start to listen to the sound that the breath is making. Last time, deep inhale. Feel the belly drawing in as you exhale. Now keep the mouth closed and see if you can make that same subtle, soft sound without forcing the breath. Keeping the mouth closed, see if you can feel that same sound on the inhale. And try that 4 more times. Again, just slowing down the breath, but listening like you're listening inside a seashell. You're starting to hear the oceanic breath, the sound your breath is making. After this last breath cycle, I'd like you to relax the breathing, relax the hands back down to the legs, and take a nice swallow. Bring that element of water to the back of the throat. Do that again. So the oceanic breathing is a comfortable and steady breath. You should not feel like you're adding too much dryness to the throat or any forceful constriction in the throat center. Gently opening the eyes. We're going to bring this breath into movement today. I'd like you to take a moment and bring your blanket that you're sitting on to the middle of your mat. And let's have it folded in half. And that will support the knees. And at any point during the breathing today, more than what you want to practice, then just let the breath be natural. Okay? We're going to start on our hands and knees. Please look down and place the fingers wide, palms under the shoulders, and look down at your knees. Make sure they're under the hips, about the distance apart. You're going to lift your chest forward, drawing the shoulder blades down the back, kind of like a cow pose, those of you familiar with this, but draw the belly in. So your lower back isn't at its most flexible. So there's a little stability there. Now keep drawing your belly in so much that the lower back starts to flatten. You're going to lean back towards the heels, letting the elbows, shoulders, and forehead rest into gravity. Now you're going to lead with the heart as you come forward again. Straightening the arms at the end, but lift the chest. So that's kind of the starting point. Lift the chest forward. Feel the heart smiling, collarbones broad. So here's our inhale. HA sound as you exhale back. Let the neck and shoulders release at the end. And an inhale, come forward. 3 more times with that HA sound. Continue, listen to your breath. 2 more times. So I'd like you to do 4 more times with the mouth closed. And again, like you're listening to a seashell, just feeling and hearing your breath. So each movement an opportunity to open up any areas of tension in the back. Feel that drawing down. There it is. And everybody could let the head go just a little sooner as you move back. Again, comfortable yet steady rhythm to your breathing without feeling any constriction in the throat. So let's finish the one you're on. And stay all the way back towards the heels. You're going to sweep your hands to the lower back. And I want you to feel your legs really strong as you push the shins into the blanket and come to a high knee stance. So your hands are kind of like one on top of the other, like that. And I want you to feel the collarbones broadening. So there's a slight drawing down from the shoulder blades. Can you feel that? Now feel the shins really rooted into the earth this morning. And you're going to sweep the arms out to the side, palms floating up towards the sky, shoulders down away from the ears. Now everybody just pause there. If you feel tension around the neck and shoulders, bend the elbows a little more, and that's your adaptation, okay? Now you're going to tighten the abdominals. So imagine you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans from the pubic bone to the navel. There's deep stability. From that support, you're going to sweep your hands to the lower back, bring your forehead towards the earth, and the sit bones back towards the heels. On your next inhale, push right up, back up to standing palms, rise up and overhead. Then the elbows if appropriate. And again, exhale with abdominal support. Start to listen to your breath. Inhale, coming up. Option to turn your head to the right as you exhale down. Bring the temple to the floor, but try to keep your spine in center. So the only thing that's moving, bring your head to center, is the neck. Arms float up. Everything else is symmetrical. Head to the left option. Stretching the neck and shoulders. Keep drawing the belly in for support. Head to center, inhale, rise up. Collarbones broadening, fingertips towards the sky. And exhale, head the opposite direction. Listen to your breathing again. Head comes to center as you rise up last time. Head to the left, exhale down. I'd like you to relax your breath. Stay down, bring your head to center, and reach your arms forward to the front of the mat. Now walk your hands over to the right side. left side of the rib cage, the left lung. Take a couple breaths. And remember that side of the armpit almost. Just feel where in that left shoulder, left armpit, left side of the waist, can you stretch and open? That left hand can start to slide even more to the right. Can you feel the left rib cage expanding as you inhale? And then walk your hands the opposite direction and notice any differences this morning. And without judging or thinking, just observe and breathe. Where can you open now on the right side? And as is comfortable, the right hand can come a little more towards the left. And then coming back to center when you're ready, and feel both sides of the waist equally elongated. So your palms are really connected into the mat. Now feel the palms glued there as you come forward to your hands and knees, and look at your hands. They should be shoulder width apart but slightly in front of the shoulders now, so in a different alignment. You're going to curl the back toes under, and from here you're going to lift the legs up and back, lifting the sit bones towards the sky and straighten the back. Let's keep the knees bent to start with. And then from here, you're going to shift the weight of the shoulders over to your hands, straightening the legs. Plank position. You might need to take a longer stance. Now keep your whole pelvis in line with the rest of the whole spine. Yeah, be careful if you have socks. Now from here, you're going to move back into downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the floor. Lift the chest and draw the shoulder blades down the back. So we're in that almost little cow pose. And from here, you're going to draw your belly in, flattening the lower back as you lean back towards the heels. You're going to sweep your hands to the lower back. Forehead is to the earth. And on your next inhale, push through the shins as you rise up again. Fingertips to the sky. Exhale down, bring your forehead to center. And pause for a moment as you bring your hands to the front of the mat again. Stretch the fingers long. Feel that connection of the palms into the mat. And on your next inhale, come forward back to your hands and knees, lifting the heart center. Exhale, curl the toes under and come into downward dog. You keep your knees bent. Inhale into plank position. You can always bring your knees to the floor. Exhale, lift the sit bones up. Come back into downward dog. As you inhale, bring your knees to the earth. Lift the chest back to your hands and knees. And exhale, rounding the lower back, softening the head as you move back into gravity. Hands come to the lower back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lowering down. Bring your hands to the front of the mat. Pause for a breath. I want you to listen to the rhythm of your breath as we begin a vinyasa. So every movement, we're moving on a breath. As you inhale, listen to your breath as you come forward to your hands and knees. Exhale, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Inhaling into plank position. Listen to your breath. Both sides of the body strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lowering the knees to the earth. Inhale, lift the chest back to your hands and knees. And exhale, all the way back, sweeping your hands to the lower back. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, lowering down. Again, relax breath. Listen as you reach your hands forward. And stay for 2 breaths. So I want you to listen in this pause to the sound of the breath. Are you favoring your inhale or your exhale? And see if both can have an equal quality. On your next inhale, come forward back to your hands and knees. Heart center open. Curl the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right. Inhale, coming into plank position, option, kneeling variation. Exhale, downward dog when you're ready. Knees to the earth. Inhale, heart center open. Exhale, all the way back. Hands to the lower back. Inhale, rising up. Stretch the fingers overhead. Exhale, back to the earth. Arms in front for a 4-breath stay. Slightly more. And then what you might want to do is come forward for the vinyasa. So when you curl your toes under, they're on the mat instead of the floor. I think you'll get a better grip. So this time on your own, listen to your breath. You'll begin on the inhale. I'll give you that clue. There in child's pose. This time the hands can rest back by the ankles. And now imagine your body is the shape of that seashell. And just pause and listen to your breath. Shoulders get to relax here. As a transition to come into a standing position, or from this position on the knees, you can just slowly come to a kneeling position and then come to standing. And I'd like you to just feel what's appropriate for your body. Some of you have been practicing those transitions from downward dog to standing longer, and then others of you just might want to move slowly today. When you're down, standing in a forward bend, everybody just come back down mindfully, and you remove the blanket to the side. So we'll all be in a forward bend. But I do want you to look that the feet are under your sit bones. And let's massage the spine, soften the knees, and roll out vertebra by vertebra. Crown of the head will lift up last. So movement is, vinyasa is one way of moving that we just did. And so is moving through just feeling. And I'd like you to keep the eyes closed, and nobody's watching here. And I'd like you just to feel your fingertips and start to stretch the fingers. So they can kind of contract in, like making a fist, and then they can extend and stretch out. you could do one finger at a time. So with the use of a lot of computers or gardening season coming, there's all of this extra movement in the wrist. Let's bring that movement into the wrist. You can circle the wrist, or you can just feel what the wrist movement is needed in this moment. So again, think of your arms as 70% water. So can there be this fluidity that you're inviting in, those areas that might be stuck? And then start to bring some of the movement even up into the elbow and the forearm. You can circle around or just move front and back. Again, there's no right or wrong movement here. And then start to feel that movement get a little larger up into the upper arm. And feel that movement start to affect the shoulder. And so you might be getting into the point of the shoulder starting to get to more of like a circular movement. And let's just exaggerate that on both arms. Can you keep the legs planted into the earth? Legs grounded. And then let's keep the arms out into a letter T this next time. And then just start to do a little undulation. I like that movement of little belly dancers. But that side-to-side movement, I want you to invite some movement of the hands and the wrists. And some of you might feel, wow, there's this little spot that I'm feeling that feels a little blocked. And then let the neck follow. If you'd like to lean from side to side. Jaw relaxing. Yeah. And maybe that movement from instead of side to side wants to move forward and back. So you're reaching the arms back. And then forward. So we're going to bring a little fun arm movement into warrior one position. Let's slowly let the arms just pause down to the sides of the hips. Look down at your feet, check that they're sit bone distance apart, and step your left leg forward or your right leg back. And as you bend the front leg, let's stop the knee right on top of the ankle, keeping the back heel really rooted into the earth. So we still want to feel the support of the movement. So the arm movement, we're going to sweep the arms up, almost like the sun rising. Then you're going to straighten the leg and exhale, release the hands down. Then inhale, bend the front leg. Let's HA down. 2 more times. So this movement is found in so much of Tai Chi, yoga, even in Korean movement, there's this healing of the whole body, especially when we link it to the breath. One more time. So this next time we're going to stay in the pose. Inhale. Now keep the arms up. Silently exhale. Now with the arms overhead, again bend the elbows if needed. There should be a sense of freedom in the shoulders. Legs grounded. Let's stay for 3 more breaths. Can you feel the belly drawing in for support as you exhale? Smile. Arms back a little bit. Yeah. And then please relax after your last breath. We're going to pivot to face this beautiful view over here. Both feet are going to be parallel here just to check our alignment. And then I want you to spin the left toes back to the front of your mat. Left toes, left toes. Other left. Now from here, you're going to bend the front leg and feel this opening in the hip now. And we're going to give ourselves a little adjustment. Take your left hand, I want you to touch your left inner thigh, and then roll the flesh up and over the quadricep and down the outside of the thigh. And feel how the knee maybe just opened a little more. And let's do that one more time. Thigh lifts up, over, and then down. Mercy, bend your front leg just a little more. There we go. Now feel that stability in the front leg, but also feel that in the other leg. So that's where we want to come back to, and straighten the leg to relax. And then return back. So you can move right into that without the adjustment. Now from here, you're going to take your left left forearm, place it onto the thigh. And you're going to sweep that right arm up and overhead. Now draw your abdominals in for support. Keep the front leg bent. And you're going to sweep up, bringing the right hand to the thigh. Then you're going to bring the left arm up and over. See if you can keep the front leg bent. We're strengthening. Now draw your belly in and return back to the forearm position in the front thigh with the breath. Next, inhale, option gazing under the armpits, lateral stretch. Exhale from the core, come up, right hand to the thigh. Inhale, left arm up and over. If it's comfortable, you can gaze up to the left fingertips. And exhale, again to the left thigh. Listen to your breath. Inhale, open. Draw the belly in, exhale, come up. So this is a strengthening pose. We're going to do this one more time. Stay for your inhale. Transition on the exhale with abdominal support. Inhale, last time. Dome the ribs towards the sky. And exhale, come all the way up to standing. If you have to straighten the front leg, you can. We're going to stretch the left arm up and over. And now I want you to gaze at the back toes and sweep the left hand to the lower back. Everybody straighten the front leg. Pause here and feel the left side of the neck and shoulder opening. Let the jaw relax. Take a deep breath there. So you're gazing at the right toes. Nice. And then from here, let's please relax. Bring the head to center. Pivot the feet to parallel. And then heel toe back in to face the front. Look again at the feet. Check that they're sit bone distance apart. From here, we're going to stretch the arms overhead. Draw the belly in, soften the knees, sweep the hands to the thighs, and with a nice straight back, come into a forward bend. And for a forward breath, stay, be that little seashell, and listen to the sound of your breath. If you have any low back discomfort, please bend the knees even deeper than you think. And everybody let the weight of the head release into gravity. Nice stretch. Feel the feet planted into the earth. From that support, everybody bring your hands to your thighs. Nice straight back. Come up with a straight back. And then again, sweep the arms up and overhead. And bring your hands to your heart. Again, just take a moment to swallow, bring moisture to the throat. And release the arms down. We're going to return back to that Ujai Breath, this time right leg forward. And let's just feel the alignment of the front leg as you bend the front leg. Knee right on top of the ankle. But back heel still stays really rooted. Now from here, sweep the arms up. Like the rising sun. Just feel that energy. And then straighten the leg, bring the palms down to the earth. We're going to add that HA sound when you're ready. Inhale. Can you imagine you're just inviting the whole body to cleanse here? Release that which you do not need. 2 more times. Next time you're going to stay. Inhale, come up, option to bend the elbows. Listen to your breath, mouth closed. Can you feel as you stay, the heart still rising up with the sun? Sense of openness, expansion. Both legs strong. Releasing as you exhale, hands release back down. Pivoting the feet will face this opposite wall. So from this parallel position, you can feel the right hip start to open as you pivot the right toes to the front of your mat. And then bend the front leg. And actually, it's confusing because I'm not mirroring you. I'm mirroring you. So you're not doing the same thing. So opposite leg, yeah. So then bring the right hand to the front thigh. Lift the thigh flesh up, back, and down. And let's do that one more time. So there's no tension in the knee. The opening is from the hip. Nice. Now can you keep both legs still energized? Yeah. Now straighten the leg. We'll return back to the sequence, bending the leg without that alignment, or with the alignment without the adjustment. Right hand comes to the thigh. Deep inhale, left arm up and over. As you exhale, draw the belly in, come up. Left hand comes to the thigh, inhale, right arm up and over. As you exhale, draw the belly in again. Hand to the front thigh. And inhale, doming the left ribs towards the ceiling. Exhale, come up with abdominal support. Feel the front leg strengthening. If you have any tension in the neck and shoulders, you can gaze down to the floor the whole time. Move forward when you're ready. Last time. See where you can open. Draw the belly into transition. Come all the way up. Again, see if you can keep the front leg straight. Now sweep the right hand to the lower back. Gaze down at the back toes. Now everybody go ahead and straighten the front leg. But stay in the stretch and feel now the right side of the neck and shoulder just softening. Jaw relaxed. And releasing. I'd like you to come back to parallel. So both feet are facing these exit doors. And we're going to stay on a wide leg forward bend. So hands come to the thigh. Everybody lift the shoulders up, back, and down. And do that 3 more times before we come into the forward bend. So shoulders lifting up, back, and down. Can you feel both legs strong and energized? As you keep the shoulders melted down now away from the ears. So from that stability, draw the belly in and forward into a wide leg forward bend. Your hands can slide down the legs. And we'll release into the stretch, but for today, I want you to be a little creative and invite some movement in. Feel where it is stuck. Is it in the spine? Is it in the neck? Is it in the legs? And can you have a feel a spot that needs that breath, pause there and maybe breathe into that space. As if the breath moves all the way to those stuck areas. Now, if you're moving from side to side, slowly come back to center. Bring your hands back to your hips, and everybody lift with your heart first. So straighten the back, and then come all the way up. Again, heel toe back into center and face forward. Let's just take a moment to pause and feel. Asana, mountain pose. Feel both legs rooted down into the earth, and simultaneously the spine elongating up towards the sky. Choose a focus point to look at. You're going to lift up the heels, so you're balancing up onto the toes, and sweep your arms overhead. It's okay if you lift up just an inch or two, and then you're going to sweep the hands back down. I want you to bend the knees and feel the weight move into the heels now, so the toes are light. You're going to sweep the arms up and forward to keep the legs bent. So here both legs are doing the same thing, hopefully. You're going to sweep the hands back down, come back to mountain pose. On your next inhale, rise up. We're going to start to lengthen the breath. Exhale, release down. Weight to the heels, inhale into chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. So again, inhale. Bend the elbows as appropriate. And exhale, release. You feel a sense of balance when you're ready. Inhale into chair pose. Let the breath guide you. So when you begin your inhale, you begin the movement. And when you end the breath, you end the movement. Inhale into chair pose. Stay here as you exhale, circle the palms towards you and down. Bend the legs a little deeper, so circle the arms forward back. Bend the legs deeper. 2 more times. Weight to the heels. Cleansing that which we do not need. Last time to transition, keep the legs bent. And exhale, bring your hands to your thighs and release into your forward bend. Stay here, 4 more breaths. Let the breath relax. You can touch the floor, you can bend the elbows and hold on to the elbows. You can invite movement in. What do you need this morning? How can this pose support what you need? We're going Bend the legs enough that your hands can touch the ground. You're going to start to walk your hands forward or your feet back. If you're familiar with lunging transition, you can do that. I want you to come back to downward dog. And just pause here for a breath. Maybe it feels a little different. Feel the spine elongating, as if you just got taller. Can you feel the ears between the upper arms? So the whole spine is connected from the crown of the head almost to the tailbone. And you're going to slowly bring your knees to the floor to transition. I'd like you to come up and watch this next sequence. You'll all need a blanket for this, and this will be to support the pubic bone. Bless you. I will show you from the side because I actually want you to see the movement of the legs. So what we're going to do is just watch here. My hands are anchor points. We're going to inhale. We're going to start to add some circles in the hips. As you exhale, you're squeezing the legs together and you're circling down halfway. But look at how my spine is kind of invited to undulate with the movement. And then when we switch the directions, it's the same thing. We're just coming halfway down and circling in. So I'm trying to get my crown of the head to kind of almost do like a swimmer's movement. And that's what the movement is, a swimmer's variation. Does that kind of make sense? A little bit. Give it a try. Let's come on to your belly. I'll walk you through it. Elbows are going to be off the ground, but the palms are planted right by the shoulders. Now let's bring the legs nice and wide, not distance apart. If you have any low back stuff, feel free just to lift the chest and not lift the legs for this. You're going to lift the chest up without pushing into the hands. So the shoulder blades draw down the back, lift the legs up. Now, squeeze the legs together as you lower down halfway. So the legs and the chest lower halfway. Then on your next inhale, bring the legs wide and lift the chest up again. And then keep the movement fluid. Exhale. Inhale. Let the crown of the head follow the movement. Exhale halfway down. Continue. So see if you can get some fluid movements in the head. And when the legs are touching again, lift back up on the inhale and wide. As you exhale, you lower halfway down and squeeze together. 3 more times this way. Two more times. Let the neck follow. So sense of undulation in the spine. Last time. Rest sooner if you need to. And when the legs squeeze all the way back together, everybody rest back onto the earth. Now please push yourself back to your hands and knees. Knees should be on a blanket, and please pause in child's pose. If your forehead does not comfortably touch the ground, you can rest your forehead on the hands. And I'd like you to feel the breath now in the back of the ribcage. So as you pause in this moment of stillness, can you feel the natural movement that your breath is bringing to the body? So very slowly, I'd like you to get up and we can go over a couple variations for this next hip opener. So some of you have been practicing and kind of already know some of these poses. So pigeon pose is a deep opening for the hip. So the variation I'd like you to come through is through a plank position. And then you bring the knee to the outside of the hip. And I'm going to show you two variations. So if you're doing this variation, you shouldn't be leaning to one direction or the other. You might need a block or another blanket underneath the sit bone. The other variation, if this is going to cause any discomfort on the knee, is to come onto your back. And I'll just show you from the side. And it's the side opening. So you're staying here and then you can bring this opposite leg in here. Okay? So it's almost the same movement from the hip, but one might feel better for your front knee. Okay? So I'll walk you through the plank variation. Otherwise, you can listen to your body and come onto your back. So if you're in the plank position, I do want your hands to be under the shoulders and then curl the toes under and come straight into a plank. You're going to start with the left shin coming forward, and then the knee stops on the outside line of the hip. Now then the back leg can relax down, and you might want to slide the knee back. It might be comfortable if you're on a blanket. And you can use your fingers just so you're up high. Just observe where can you release forward, because it's like child's pose where you bend forward. Can you stay in the center position? And then if so, come forward. You can stay on your forearms, or just like child's pose, you can rest your forehead on the hands. Now it's really important that you don't let your ego take over. Darn it. And just really I want you to feel what opening this provides in your body. And the toes relax the opposite direction. Does that feel okay? Nice. So for some of you, this might be a really intense stretch, in which case I want you to connect with that breath, and you can always come out of it sooner. Breaths. I want you to imagine that breath moving into the place that needs that opening. To transition, since we're all in this variation. So your hands are going to straighten, the palms will be under the shoulders again. And you'll curl the back toes under, straighten the back leg, and slide back into downward dog. And then use that to mindfully switch to the other side. But don't rush. I want you to check your knee alignment, outside line of the hip. And you can slide the back leg further away from you. And once you feel like you're in center, then you can come forward and release. lower the knees back to the earth. Come back to a high knee stance. And we're going to come onto our backs. This time your blanket's going to fold out long waves. And we're going to come into a lying down twist. So we're just slowly bringing our body back down to more of a relaxation. So the twist, you shouldn't feel any discomfort in the lower back. If you do, make a little gesture. To start with, I'd like you to bring your knees into your chest, but without the hands. The hands will be in the letter T. To start with, bring your knees away from you just a couple inches, and feel that natural curve to the lower back. As you exhale, draw in your abdominals so much that the knees come in towards the chest and the lower back flattens. And we're going to do that 4 more times. Inhale, knees away. And using the core, exhale, knees come in. Try to push the lower back into the floor. 2 more times. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Knees away as you inhale. Listen to your breath. And knees in on the exhale. Feel that core work. This next time, keep your knees into the chest and bring your palms down. So palms are touching the floor. As you exhale, you're going to bring the legs over to the right. And then turn your head to the left, if that's comfortable. Now push down through the right palm. Inhale, come back up to center. And draw in that core as you exhale and twist the opposite direction. Push down with the left hand. Head comes to center. Inhale, rise back up. And continue on your own. Keeping the knees as hugged in as possible towards the chest will actually help you twist a little bit more. So this next time when you're over to the left, please stay to the left and bring your palms faced up. Relax the movement, relax the breath, and stay in the twist. Make a little gesture if something doesn't feel right for the back. Just at the top of your rest. Now you can add that opposite head turn if you're not already, or you're turning your head over to the right. How does the legs feel? Do you feel like they can rest a little more? So too much on the back if they were to relax them completely. Feel okay? Now turn your head the opposite direction.
This one.
Feel that shoulder relax. Palms back down to the floor for stability. Push down with the opposite hand, come back to center and move to the other side. So twists are very detoxifying. Jata Paritra Briti, revolve abdominal. That's what it means. Revolve abdominals. So can you feel that deep within the belly, all of the organs of the body? You need a nice massage. So you twist out anything that which you do not need. Your palms can be faced up if you like, and your head can be turned towards the left if that's comfortable. Now turning your head the opposite direction for another breath. palms will touch the floor again for stability. And please come back to that kneeling position. This time holding onto the kneecaps. And 4 times as you inhale, move the knees away from you, arm distance away. And as you exhale, bring the knees back in, flattening the lower back to the earth. Keep the fingers touching the knees the whole time. Knees away as you inhale. Knees in as you exhale. 2 more times. Keep the shoulder blades relaxed into the floor. And this next time, let me relax the breathing. Bring the feet back down to the floor and open up both knees out to the side so the soles of the feet are touching. You're going to feel both hips opening simultaneously here. But I want you to push the feet in towards each other so much that you can feel your glute muscles, your butt muscles engage, and also your inner thighs. Now we're going to return back to that long HA exhale as we slowly bring the legs together. So before we bring the breath in, I want you to start to slowly bring the legs together. See if you can find a little shake in the inner thigh. And then the feet rest to the ground, the knees come towards each other. So as you inhale, the knees are going to open. And all together now as they close. Inhale, open. Two more times with the mouth closed, creating that same Ujai breath. One more time. How slow can you get that exhale to move? So the slower and longer the exhale, the more difficult the movement, the more you can feel. Let's do one more time. Push the whole foot towards each other. Yeah, you feel more beautiful. And then let's open the legs out, staying for a couple breaths. Now for some of you, if you're already very flexible in the hip joints, then keep the feet moving towards each other so you're strengthening the muscles as we stay. Another breath. And yeah, there we go. Now listen, I want you to take 4 breath cycles to bring the legs together. Return back to the rhythm of your breath. So 4 breath cycles means an inhale and an exhale for 4 times. Can you keep the neck and shoulders relaxed? Now after your 4 breath cycles, the knees should be touching again. Relax the feet to the floor. And if you want to hug your knees in one last time before our relaxation, you can just massage the lower back by rocking from side to side. For some of you, if you're familiar with happy baby pose, you can do that variation. Just use the weight of your own body to massage out any area that you need. Variation along to the ankles. And then let the shoulders drop down. Yeah. And then push through the inner part of the ankles. There we go. But you can still rock from side to side. So I'm going to invite you to put any socks on, any extra support that you're needing for your relaxation. We're going to stay on the ground for a couple more minutes. So when you're ready, just extend the legs out in front. And if you need a bolster under your knees or even a chair under your knees, that's a nice variation if there's any low back stuff going on. Would anybody like a bolster? So how comfortable can you get in this moment? Feel now the laws of gravity inviting every part of your body to surrender in this moment to the earth. Notice areas that are resisting that. Take a deep breath and melt even more on the exhale. Letting go. Nothing you need to do in this moment. Even the muscles on your face get to relax. Feel your body as 70% water. Maybe you can even feel that movement of the blood flow. breaths in the fetal position. So just think of that symbolic pose you're in. And when you were a fetus, you were actually held completely by fluid, by the element of water. And then just take a moment of deep gratitude for all that you have come from, known and unknown. Place your top palm on the floor. Feel that support as you push yourself up, keeping the neck and shoulders relaxed. Back to your comfortable seated position. Palms come to the heart, one on top of the other. As we unite our hearts together this morning in one group heart, let this practice be the micro for the whole planet, that we're cleansing our waters, that we're helping the planet. Detoxifying and releasing those toxins that aren't needed. Let that be symbolic of the whole ozone layer that helps protect those toxins from the universe, and also that helps cleanse and get rid of that which is not needed. So as you inhale, sweep your arms wide out to the side, just embracing all of the planet. As you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. And we'll end with that movement, 3 ohms resonating out to all of humanity.